I love how it goes going live, going live, going live. I'm live. Hello, hoppers. How is everybody? Welcome to MuchoHop. To MuchoHop in English. Yes, I am on the right channel, speaking the right language, because MuchoHop is bilingual and it's a channel. It's two channels: Spanish channel, English channel. And I record everything in two languages. Everything is in two languages, so I have to make sure I'm on the right channel with the right people. Well, you're all my hoppers. Welcome to MuchoHop. And I first of all, I hope everybody's okay. I hope everybody's healthy, doing well, that you guys are okay, your families are okay in this crazy time we are living. During this time, well, I tried to come up with a website. Yes, I tried doing that for the past 4 years. I've been trying to do that. It's been really complicated for many different reasons. I'll get into that a little bit later. But basically, we have a website. MuchoHop has never had a website, and now we have something I called Hopper World. And it's going to include stuff that has to do with you guys, because you guys are the ones, you're the bosses. You guys are the bosses. I just do what you guys like. um, because this is a two-way street. I have this information. I have the opportunity to go through airports and I film it. I'm sharing it with you guys. And I do it as if I were your sister or a cousin, because if you look at the website under in bio, you'll see that I've been traveling all my life because I come from a family of hoppers. My grandparents, great grandparents, all my cousins, my aunts and uncles, everybody, we're all crazy. We've all been going from here and there and everywhere, basically looking for a better life. And this just the way it's been. I've always seen suitcases at home. We've all seen, my whole family, we've always had suitcases, and we've always given each other advice. Oh, when you get to that place, don't forget to go here and there. When you're in Barajas Airport, remember, you arrive in international, but then you have to change over to get to the next plane, which is in national. Things like that. I was brought up like that. I was brought up with these types of conversations, And I started traveling when I was 5 years old, because my family moved from Spain to the United States, to New York. And ever since, well, we've been going back and forth to visit family, and that's always been the thing with my travels. It's always been uh, going to visit family, or yeah, maybe a weekend on vacation or something like that. But it's I look at these like influencer travel vloggers, and some of them are really, really good. But the ones that say, oh yeah, I've been traveling for 5 years, and I'm like, okay, yeah, good for you. You've had everything paid for. You go to these wonderful hotels, and I've been traveling all my life because it's just been part of my life and my family, and it's just something that's sort of natural to us. You can ask any of my cousins. We're all like a little wacko, like, oh, where are you now? My family's always asking me, where are you now? Are you in Germany? Are you in Spain? Like, where are you? And when I wake up in the morning, I also have to look around and say, where am I? But it's just it's not a bragging thing, not at all, just the opposite. A lot of people say, oh, you live a luxurious life. I'm like, bullshit. It's not luxurious at all. When you have to travel because you want to see somebody, or because your friends are far away, or because your brother is sick and you have to take a 16-hour flight, that is not fun. There's nothing luxurious about that. But with that comes experience. And I figured when I started MuchoHop, I said, okay, what do you know? What do you know, Anna? And I said, "Oh, I've been traveling since I was 5. I've had a lot of different experiences, and maybe I can help somebody when I share these experiences. And then on top of that, I cannot just say it, but I can show it in video." And that was like, wow. It was like wonderful to be able to do that and to share this information. And then for me, for example, I get to see my videos again and say, "Oh, that was cute there," or, "Oh, why did I do that?" or, "Why didn't I go straight there?" Things like that. Or, "Why didn't I film this?" Things like that, that just come up. But I have it in my genes. I guess, or not, because I've also learned a lot of things from people who aren't my family. For example, when I started traveling by train in Germany, I had no idea how to do this, and my husband taught me like how the train systems work in Germany. Now it's second nature to me, but um, I've always had somebody, because I've been surrounded by hoppers. I've always had somebody who has taught me things, and then now I get to share it with you guys. So it's wonderful. And the thing with the website, all right, took me 4 years to come up with this website because I think I started a little too ambitious. I wanted to do a top 10. I wanted to provide like a lot of information. Excuse me. So I wanted to provide all this content, but I didn't realize that when you provide all this content, you have to know WordPress. You have to know how to manage that content. You have to, for example, in my top 10, for me, it was actually a top 20 because I deal in two languages. So it was the top 10 videos in English and the top 10 videos in Spanish. And every month that changed because the order changed. And then I'm there like having to adjust the time so that they were in the correct order, and it was like a pain in the butt, pain in the butt. And I was like, I can't deal with this. This is too much for me. And then it's just I spent a lot of time on this website, but then I realized I've had enough. So I had to take a break from it. And a few months or almost a year later, I think it was in 2020, more or less, the famous 2020, I contacted the people who designed my first website. Wait a minute. These are the ones. Emergente. They're wonderful. They really know what they're talking about. They've been able to solve all types of problems, even when the server was on fire. Went on fire. This huge server in France, and it caught on fire. And they had backups of everything. These guys, the guys who designed my website, especially Pablo and Jorge, amazing. They really know what they're talking about. So I contacted them and I said, "Look, I think I was a little too ambitious. It's just too much for me to handle. I need something simple to start with because, I'm still learning WordPress. I still don't know how to handle all the columns and all the stuff. Everything is in two languages, and widgets, plugins, what is all this stuff?" I had to teach myself all this stuff. And and then finally, I said, "Look, I just want like 3 pages, something really simple. This is what I want." So they designed it, and of course, I still had to put, I had to learn information to put the information in. But then, like, you can have a YouTube channel as a hobby, but you need to make a business out of this. You just can't like do all this work and say, "Okay, there." Although I'm very happy to be able to share all this information. I'm very happy to be able to share this information. But also, a hobby, but you're spending a lot of time on this. So I said, "Okay, what can I do with my background in traveling so much?" And also, I've been teaching for the longest time. I've also been a teacher. What can I do? So I started thinking of maybe offering courses. And, nowadays there's a possibility of offering digital courses. And because I'm already teaching traveling, sort of, although it's in the form of videos, but it is like a little bit of teaching. I feel that way anyway, but I don't always get the chance to really get into the meat of the situation and really explain something. Like I see that people don't really know how an airport is. They don't know if they should go to like arrivals. They don't know that there's an arrivals and a departures, and they get mixed up with the terminals. How do I get to the terminals, and how long does it take to get to the terminals, and where do I find all this information, and what is passport control? What is all that? Do I need a passport to travel? Things like that. And I thought, well, that kind of stuff I could maybe do a course and offer this type of information. So that's sort of what I thought of. That I could sort of build a YouTube business based on the stuff I know, teaching and travel. It's just like it was like the natural next step. That's how I see it. And then I came up with Hopper World Academy, and that's in the website, but there's nothing there yet. The only thing available right now is the coaching, the travel coaching, because like I said, I've always had somebody who has helped me. I've always had, like, my brother. My brother passed away, but he was instrumental in teaching me how to travel in my early days, because he was 11 years older than I am, and he would, like, he even, like, how to make a suitcase, how to pack. He would say, like, put the heavy stuff at the bottom, do this, like, use up all the spaces, things that are, I guess, are logical, but as a kid you don't know it, and he taught me all these things. So I always had somebody, and then when I travel in Germany, my husband has always been there to tell me about, like, the different stations and how they work, and the regional trains, and the ACE and ICE, sorry, ICE, and stuff like that. I've always had somebody like that. And it's so important to have someone like that who has already been in your shoes. So that's what the coaching is going to be for people who are maybe planning a trip or have this question that they've been looking on the internet for like years or hours or whatever, and they can't seem to find the exact answer. Well, I'll do my very best to help you with that, because I do have experience. And if I don't know the answer, I'll tell you, because I've always been honest with you guys. So that's the idea. If you're planning a trip, or if you want to go over your trip, or you're not sure what papers, well, I don't want to get into, like, the legal kind of stuff, or if you want to find a job in a different country. I'm not going to get into that type of stuff, because honestly, I don't know about this stuff. I can only tell you guys about what I know, which is traveling to different places, and the process of doing that, and how you prepare for that, the information you have to have, and what you have to prepare in order to travel, and also the different places you can go to. Like, I wouldn't start off going to a country that maybe I didn't know the language. If you're daring, yeah, okay, but for somebody who's a beginner at travel, maybe you want something that's a little bit easier for you, so it won't be as much stress. So things like that, I think it's very important to have somebody to guide you. Um, Although, like, on the internet, there's information all over the place. But you have to be careful with the type of information you find, because it's not always correct, and it's not always up to date. Especially now with COVID, if you check for, like, rules and restrictions, if you look at something from a few months ago, it's not what's going on right now. I uploaded a video recently on travel post vaccination, and the rules are different now. The videos I uploaded about COVID, a few months ago have nothing to do with what's going on now, because now you need the COVID certificate and vaccination certificate. You need there are other requirements depending on your situation. If you're not vaccinated, then you need one thing. If you're vaccinated, you need another thing. So that kind of thing. You get, it's the thing. So yeah, I'll be offering coaching, travel coaching. So, for people who just want to talk to me and go over their travel, or try and figure out where they want to go, that kind of thing. And so if you guys want to, oh, and also I have a new logo. I don't know if you noticed. I decided to change my logo because a world map is just too big. It's too ambiguous because there's so much going on there. So I now have a person. You don't know if it's a man or a woman. I did try and put a little butt on it, just to make it more equal here. and and then with the red scarf around it, right? With the red scarf there flying in the air. um, so yeah, I feel more like I'm a person walking, dragging a suitcase behind me. That is definitely me. It doesn't have to be in an airport. It could also be in a city when you go and stay over a friend's house. Or you're going in a train station or whatever. But I thought that logo reflects better what I am, who I am, and what I do. And if you want to know about more about who I am, there's in the bio, I spill my guts. I tell you guys, that I'm fourth generation hopper, and my great grandparents already traveled on both sides of the family, and where all this travel has come from. I talk about that. Then I also have a photo gallery where I share special trips that I've been on. And these trips have left a lasting what's the word, lasting experience, a lasting memory. Because they were either really good or really bad. So there'll be a photo gallery and a storytelling. It'll be storytelling. So I'll be telling stories about these trips, and maybe you guys can get ideas about future travels for you. And I have a shop. I love the creative aspect of YouTube. I love making my little movies, and then I also love designing things that are related to travel. I'd love to do that. So I'm going to try. I have a few designs. It's nothing, no big deal, but you could go check them out in the shop, in the merch. But I'm very excited about designing new stuff related to travel. And I already have a few things on my mind, but I just have to put them down on paper or digitally. I have to do it. And yeah, I really enjoy that whole creative aspect of creating something. I really enjoy that. That's why I got hooked to YouTube, because I'm sharing information with my hoppers, but I'm also creating little movies, and I'm trying to learn like how to change the videos a little bit, and how to like surprise you guys a little bit more and say, "Oh, she's never done that before," or "Oh, look at her now. She's putting different type of music," or whatever. So I really, really enjoy that. So I hope to design more merch, travel related designs. And then, of course, the website will have content about destinations I've been to that have been important. Also, but mostly like travel tips and answering the frequently asked questions, because you guys always seem to ask the same questions. You all have the same worries, like, do I have enough time to get to the next terminal? How do I know what terminal to go to? Where did hoppers come from? Things like that. Those are frequently asked questions, and then other questions too that you guys ask me. Always the luxury part of travel. Like I said, it's not always luxurious. It Most of the time it isn't luxurious. It's just getting from one place to another. Um, and Yeah, it's just been part of my life. And and a lot of people do this in their lives. They're looking for a better place in the world, that you're traveling because you want to get away from a certain type of lifestyle. So there are many reasons for travel. It's not just a luxurious thing, and it's not just a thing about money. It's when I go to my aunt's house, she doesn't charge me rent. I'm there for 2 weeks, and she gives me food, and she gives me a bed, and when she comes to my house, it's the same way. It's a thing of it's a natural thing. It's of love. I don't know. It's of helping people out. It's your family. I don't know. It depends. Every family is different. I've been lucky with mine. So but it's always been like that. We've traveled to be with family or with people we love, friends, and that's just how it's been. So yeah, in ugh. In Hopper World Academy, I hope to offer courses that will be useful, because certain videos take a really long time. For example, my video of different parts of a flight, that video took so long to do. And I'm so glad I came up with it, because at first I started it off in a certain way. And then I said, "Ooh, it would be much better if I could show different takeoffs and different landings and not just one." So then, like, we can all compare. Sometimes you have a bumpy landing, sometimes you have a very smooth landing. So that's where I got the idea of doing that video. And that video is pretty popular. And I'm glad I did it. But that video took days to do. And um, so certain things that really take a lot of time, that kind of stuff, I think I should put it in a format of a course, a digital, something digital, either a free digital download or that kind of stuff. So if you sign up to Hopper World right now, you'll be able to download a a pretend boarding pass that I designed. The top part is a boarding pass, and the bottom part is just a checklist of things you have to do before you go on a plane. So if you download that boarding pass, then you'll get an email that will allow you to watch a video that explains the whole process of the boarding pass and what is in there. So all these things are free. All that is free. And I'm glad to share it with you, because you have this experience, or you've had this life. I don't want to say it's experience, because it's not really. I've just had a life that has made me travel to certain places, and then I just want to share it with you guys. That's all I want to do. So it's really interesting to be able to do that. And so you have this video that explains the whole boarding pass thing. And then so yeah, the thing with the website is, then I needed to learn about marketing. And the person, of course, I had to use MailChimp, and I had to learn how to use MailChimp. But I tried, but it just takes forever to learn all these things. As much as I love these new technologies, it just takes time. And you can't travel, edit videos, learn MailChimp, learn WordPress, learn it's just too much. And then, like, adapt to the new time. It's impossible. So I hired somebody. Wait. Social Biz Solutions. Yeah. I hired him, a squad, wonderful. And he did all these things, the emails that you'll receive an email, and then you'll be able to download your boarding pass, and then you'll get the video and that kind of thing. And there are also emails where I'm going to ask you, or they're already prepared, what kind of thing do you need? I need to know. It's called Hopper World for a reason. It's about my hoppers. It's not about me, although the bio is all about me. But Hopper World is about you guys. I want to know what you guys need, so I know exactly what to give you. And so I think communication is going to be really important. But I'm not the type of person who will be sending you emails all the time. I hate that. There's this one person I follow that sends emails every single day. It's like, oh, I don't like that. We all get tons of emails. I want something that's like important, you know? So I won't be bombarding people with emails. Just stuff that I consider is important for you guys based on what you've told me. That's the idea. So yeah, I needed somebody to work out the whole MailChimp adventure in two languages, because everything is in two languages. So it's not one boarding pass. I had to design two boarding passes and four emails. It's like, so everything, yeah, that's what happens when you have a bilingual channel. If you guys ever want to know more about that, and I could maybe do a video on it or even offer a course, because it is extensive. I started editing videos filming videos in a certain way, and then I realized that way wasn't working, and then I switched it, and it was like, perfect, because it included everything I needed to say in the video and not miss things. So that procedure that I came up with is the one I've been using for the past few years. And then editing. When I edit, I have to separate the Spanish and the English, and it's a little confusing, and also the text, because everything is translated, everything is in Spanish, everything is in English, and I devised a way to do that easily instead of like switching over from different files here and there. I have a way of seeing everything together, and it's been a game changer since I did all that. So if you guys want to know, if you guys know two languages, keep in mind it's twice as many videos that you're getting out, and it's also twice as much work. So, but you're also reaching a lot more people. When I only had MuchoHop in English, I didn't quite feel good about it, because I knew that I had all these other people that I could communicate with it, and I wasn't communicating with them. So that's why I came up with MuchoHop in Spanish, in Espanol, because I am bilingual. So it's just a shame that I'm missing out on communicating with all these other people. So that's how the bilingual thing came up, because I am bilingual, and I figured, I have to communicate with both groups of people since I know two languages. And especially since a lot of my friends speak Spanish, and they're like, oh, we don't like your English videos because I don't understand a thing you're saying. Do it in Spanish. So then, it's like, okay, I'll do it in Spanish. And that's how it all started. Everything about MuchoHop has been like very natural. It just evolved. It's just, I started one way, and then it just evolves and it changes, and like normal things do, right? So, oh yeah, another thing, since I can't share the screen, so it's muchohop.com is the English, and .com/es is in Spanish. So, but you could see the two little flags, and you could switch back and forth between the languages, and you can even learn the language if you want. So you could compare. The texts are practically exactly the same. So you can see how I do the translation in both languages, and you could play with that if you want. It's fine. Let's see. Hello, Barry. Oh, wait. Samuel. Hello, Samuel. How are you? Thank you for joining me. And Barry, hi. And Martí miró. Hola, soy tu fan número uno del Monte Mundial del vi, via, viajas, viajas mucho. Sí, sí. So, um, yeah, that's well, yeah. So that's basically what's going on here. Um, so with the whole YouTube, the whole MuchoHop thing, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun creating these videos, but you spend a lot of time on this, and you know, it's. I think the next logical step was to come up with some type of business plan because I've been doing this as a hobby for 8 years. So I think it's about time I try and make a business out of this. Um, Especially since I do have travel experience. And I hate to say that, but yeah, I've been traveling. I travel a lot in my life. And I have teaching experience. It's a funny story. One day, it's just funny how things that happen in your life just make such an impact and change the direction of your life. I've had that in my life many times, how one event changes your whole direction. And um, one day, I must have been, I don't know, in eighth grade or seventh grade, eighth grade in grammar school. And the principal comes into the classroom and says, "Does anybody live nearby and has their like pretty good grades in math?" And I was like, "Yeah, okay, me, yeah, okay." And then the teacher said, "Okay, how about can you help this kid from the neighborhood with his math?" I'm like, "Yeah, okay, fine, sure." And you get paid for it. I'm like, "Yeah, okay, I get paid for it." So I said, "Yeah, why not? I mean, it's you help somebody out and you get paid for it. You know, there's nothing better than that." So I started tutoring him, and then like the neighborhood people started finding out that I was tutoring this kid, and then they said, "Can you tutor my son?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." You know, I was always like a pretty good student. So then I started teaching, like, I would tutor them in grammar and in math. And then I started in science. I started tutoring biology. And then, um, you know, the writing. And eventually I had like this monopoly in the neighborhood where I was teaching like 15 kids in the neighborhood. It was really weird. I would go to their houses and then just, you know, I was small. I was, you know, in eighth grade. And then in high school, I started doing the same thing. I continued tutoring. And then when I got to college, I had the opportunity to tutor senior citizens at a college in New York. And that was like the coolest thing. I was teaching computer science to an 82-year-old man. And I remember it was like fascinating to be able to be with somebody who was so excited about learning something he had no idea about, and being able to share this information with somebody was like the coolest thing. And somebody who was 82 years old, I'll never forget that. And he was excited about learning computers back then. You know, it was very cool to do that. And then so if the teacher hadn't come in that day, the principal hadn't come in that day in my school, I wouldn't have been a teacher. You know, it's just. And then with YouTube, it's the same thing. I was following this beauty guru. I explained this in the birthplace of MuchoHop. It's on the website. So her name is Julia Graf, and she's a beauty guru, and she was going to be in Bern, which is only about 3 hours away from where I live in Germany. And I said, "Oh, what a great opportunity! I get to visit Bern." And then on top of that, I meet this girl who's like a brilliant makeup person and a very creative person. And then I realized that when I met her, I mean, she was really, really good at putting makeup on. I'm a disaster. So I could definitely not be a YouTuber. And so I said, "Wow, she's really good at this. She's very talented, and she's very serious about this. And this is her job." I was like, "Wow, a job! I had no idea people could have a job on YouTube." So she was putting makeup on us, and then we were asking questions about how does this go, and she's started talking about the AdSense and how every video you could get a little bit of money from. I was like, oh, interesting. I just didn't realize you have to have like tons and tons and tons and tons of views in order to get paid for it. But okay, whatever. I was enjoying the whole process of YouTube. So, and creating my little movies. So the money wasn't really the thing. I was doing this as a hobby. But I realized that it was her work and it was her business, and that's what she did for a living. And I thought that was fascinating because I had no idea that people could make a living out of something like this. So that day, I decided to start maybe filming videos, and that's another day that changed my life. If I hadn't gone to Bern that day, Bern, Switzerland, I wouldn't be doing YouTube videos right now. So I find that fascinating how one event in your life can switch things totally in the opposite direction. Um, that happened to me with work once also. When I moved to Spain, I had worked in a laboratory in New York, and it was a research laboratory in the Department of Medicine. And when I got to Spain, I was like, what am I going to do? What am I going to work in? I don't know the language that well. And what could I do? So, by pure coincidence, there was a job fair. And I decided to go to the job fair, and there were these two ladies who were giving advice to people and helping people out and just talking about different job opportunities that people had. So they asked me, "So what do you know how to do?" And I said, "Well, I know science, I know Spanish, and I know English." And they said, "Do you think you could do something related to maybe translations or helping people with their scientific work?" And I'm like, "Whoa, that is a wonderful idea." And I started a business doing this, and I had that for 17 years. So, like I said, sometimes one event can like make your life go in a totally different direction, and this is good. And I think you have to look for these opportunities. They don't just come to you. If the principal had asked everybody, "Does anybody know science and or math, whatever?" If I hadn't raised my hand, I wouldn't have done that. It's just, opportunities that life brings. So, anyway, okay, so I hope you like this. MuchoHop has a website finally after 4 years, and a new logo that I think better represents what I do. I walk with a suitcase, and my hoppers walk with a suitcase. So I hope this has well, I hope you like this little chat that we've had, um well, I hope to see you soon in the next video, and I hope to see you on MuchoHop. Remember, MuchoHop.com if you want to see it in English, and MuchoHop.com/es if you want to see it in Spanish. So, what are the comments here? People, oh, thank you. um, so yeah, thank you so much for watching me today in this live session. Thank you for always supporting me. You guys are very important to me. You guys make me smile every day. And I am so happy to be able to have the opportunity to share information, just like my relatives shared with me. And and people have helped me in the past. So I want to share the love. So thanks so much for dropping by. And I'm again, thanks for everything, for all your support always. These 8 years, I've been here for 8 years. I can't believe it. And I'll see you soon in the next video. Okay. Thanks. Bye bye. Thanks for watching. Go to muchohop.com. See you. And I hope you like it. Let me know. Bye bye.